go. Welcome to the show. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with me. Cause it's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. Let's get a topic straight. Let's get things good. Let's do everything that we should. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. Let's open our minds and take out our style. Let's see what's going on in the world tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties as usual. I don't know what happened. I try to get it. The camera's all orangey and weird and whatever, but let's just get straight into tonight's topic. And you know, get to it. So tonight we're gonna talk about and I want to thank everybody who also stopped by to the side chat last week and also also the show last week as well too. Y'all did show out again. If you want to catch any back stuff, whatever, again, you go to Project Overmark on YouTube. That's most where the backlog is. I know a lot of people from Temper FM don't go over there because we get a lot of views, but hey, I'll, you know, just if you want to do it, you see it at the end of the screen right there, Project Overmark on YouTube. Other than that, let's get into tonight's topic. So tonight's topic is basically a lot of stuff. I wanted to do a show saying, you know, you already know I did a show called Prove Me Wrong, and they never proved me wrong. Sadly, but all the stuff that people have been saying about stuff has been backfiring, and since this is a little later than usual, I'm gonna just kind of hit it out of the park. Zing, 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 zing. So I want to go and talk. Let me see here. Let me see. What should I start with? Because it's some of the stuff I'm going to bring up to you is not surprising, of course. At all. We can see how their thing. Let's see how the hypocrites goes, which ain't good. It's not good at all. But that's what people want to say. So first of all, let's go with the whole the narrative first that everybody else put. Now, BLM wanted to have defund the police. Most of the BLM are run by white people. Most of those people who go to those places are white people who tell black people that you should not, you know, we're here to save you from the cops, but we're not here to save you from each other who kills yourself in mass situation. First, I want so. In that regard, I want to put up this. Give me a second here. This little article story right here, which is basically in Chicago. Chicago gang members outnumber the cops 9-1 amid record retirement. Gang members in Chicago are now the law enforcement. Sorry about that. Law enforcement 9-1 as officers on track to retire record numbers this year. Police said this Wednesday. Police Superintendent David Brown estimated the last year that there are about 117,000 gang associates who are part of the city's 55 known gangs. That's what they call Chicago Chirac for a reason, but what people is the numbers greatly exceed the city police officers, which employ 13,000 officers, despite The disparity may be even worse due to the droves of cops that's retiring this year, which I do not blame them. Chicago Sun cops time to use. And was it in Atlanta, whatever? RIP to a cop he's a black cop coming home from work, went in his house, he got ambushed, and they killed him in his house. Very horrible. But the crime is going up. But as you saw when I played a video last week with Gavin Newsom saying, "Oh, well, the crime is not really going up. The crime is the lowest as it is. If you don't record a crime, yes, of course the crime is going to go down. Who don't know that? That's simple logic." But it's just weird how these guys, they want to defund the police, except for which we'll get to the we'll get to the hypocrisy of that. January, so let's see, between January and June, there were about 336 officers that left the department, according to the Police Pension Board. Vero reads. We are on track, I believe, to have the highest retirement numbers in the city's history, says Ray Lopez, the alderman, and local officers who represent the city's 15th ward. And the newspaper reported the Windy City's previously saw 560 retirements in 2020 and 475 in 2019. And it's just going down. It kept on, I didn't say down, I should say going up every year. My mistake, every year. Just going up. Yeah. That's something good. That's definitely something good for what's going on. So the cops are just, I said they are literally going out in droves, and the criminals know this, and they know that even if we catch them, they're gonna let us go, so they don't really have to follow the daggone rules. And as a friend said, a man with a weapon that doesn't fear nothing is a dangerous person. A lot of these criminals are dangerous people, and you're gonna see what I'm saying in a little while. But this is just horrible stuff that's going on right now. It's just ridiculous how people just let let this anomaly, as they call it, anomaly myself. This is just simple common sense, or simple sense as I call it. I don't say common sense because common sense, it means people have to have it. It needs to be common, and they're not really common. It just ain't. So I just don't go with that situation. And it's not, and the thing about it that is sad is that it's just horrible how some of these people just let things go and think, oh, this is gonna be a great thing, it's gonna be no problem. But are we gonna be surprised? Are you guys surprised that how the crime system works? I don't. Again, you're basically telling the wolves out there that the dogs is not here to, wolves and foxes. Hey, you ain't gotta worry about nothing. The sheep house and the chicken house, yeah, they're not protected. We're getting rid of the sheepdogs, and then you want to be surprised at what happened. I'm not at all. But as I said again, they're doing that for you, while you can't call the cops. You, in case something happened, they break into your house, they could get rid of everything, and there's many murders and stuff, sad people, like I said, the cop himself who got murdered, and there's many people got raped and murdered, all that stuff, because of what these policies are. But the funny part about it, which I'll show on the screen, yeah, we don't care about that. But they don't care about you. I've said this millions of times. They don't care about you. Mayors in Democrat-run cities get police protection despite the funded cuts. Democrat mayors and governors officials and across the country have cops providing them personal security. I've talked about this not once, not twice, 3 times before. Including Minnesota, where it cost like 3-some million because they defunded the police. Funny in Seattle, the same thing too, but it's kind of weird because I wanna say how that works. I'm gonna show you a little bit also. I'll type it in and you'll see what I'm talking about. You see like literally how easy to find these things that I talk about. But at the same time, the public safety budget has been cut by them amidst the progress defund the police movement, according to the report. In crime rate in Chicago, the cost of 22 officers guarding unarmed citizen officials reached a record of $3.4 million last year and up to $2.7 for 15 officers in 2015. The website openbook.com found. Again, you're getting shot up and get killed up in your city. They spend your money to protect their self because I am elected official. Technically speaking, you are.
You piece of loser.
That's what you is, really. Meanwhile, 400 cop jobs in the winning city were quietly eliminated last year, according to the article by Adam Ajwaski, founder and CEO of the nonprofit parent organization American Transparency. Southern crime, San Francisco, where officials have pledged to shift $120 million from the police budget to health and job programs amid the out-control shoplifting, which again I showed you a couple of weeks ago too. Spent a total of $12.4 million to protect Mayor London Breed between 2015 and 2020. Am I surprised? No. No, rules for thee, not for me. That's how they do it. NYPD continues to have details solely to protect Mayor Bill de Blasio. He also is a piece of ass human being, having $1 billion slashed from the $6 billion budget last year amid anti-cop protests that included the encampment outside the city hall. Officials did not respond to requests from Open the Books to provide detail of the annual costs. However, security detail, according to Ajwaski. I'm gonna just use that because it's. I'm sorry butchering your name, sir. But the report cited that Post executive last year found taxpayers shared about $385,000 on Mayor de Blasio's bodyguard during his 2009 presidential bid. Ugh. Thank God we didn't. Yeah, we found out that he was a
piece of loser.
And because I want to know voted for him in the first place anyway. Those costs infamously included $490 for 7 cops to join de Blasio as he watched his favorite baseball team, the Boston Red Sox, play the Los Angeles. Are you kidding me? Friggin' hell. Baltimore, which the cut cost $22 million from its public budget, spent $3.6 million last year to protect Mayor Brandon Scott, State Attorney Marilyn Mosley, again, and Police Commissioner Michelle Harrison. Really? The bulk of the money, nearly $2 million, reportedly covered all 6 officers and 1 sergeant signed to the mayor's security detail. Again, they're getting all this special treatment, and you, who may just maybe want something simple, you can't get that. Officials in as many as 20 of those cities, all run by Democratic mayors. Am I shocked? No. Enjoy personal protection by the police office, personal police protection. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. They take your money and they protect themselves, but you can't do nothing about that. You gotta wait for the cops to come at you. And also, these are the same cities that make you that you as a legal, non-violent citizen cannot get a gun to protect yourself, but they can get armed guns to protect you. That's why I don't like that part. I don't like when people who got security guards from Jimmy Kimmel to the Hollywood stars and stuff. That part really ticks me off the most. Oh, you should not have a gun, okay? But you have a lot of guns around you. You have guys with guns around you. Oakland, there you go. Oakland with the same thing. So you're out there with your crap, but you got cops. Man, you people are really horrible human beings. Good grief. But wait, have they done spending your money on crap? No. Let's go to this next little story here. Michigan Democrat drops club cash, campaign cash at strip club, cites great lamb chops. A Democratic Michigan state lawyer splashed more than $200 at the strip club earlier this year, then justified the expense by praising the establishment. They got great lamb chops, says local newspaper. You don't have no sense. No sense. And he's a young dude, and he's a little piece of crap too. So you go to strip clubs. Oh, great. So you're a politician, we go to strip clubs. Well, come on, man. I mean, you can't get him for private. No, if it's on his private time, I have no problem with that. But it wasn't on private time. It was on his work. He said it. He filed it under business expense for the city. He filed that. Rep. Joel. That's what I said. I don't care. People always saying about, oh, you should vote for a black person or a black woman. Or wait, the white man is stealing from me. I should feel much better that a black man is stealing from me, or the black woman, or the trans, or whatever stealing from me. I don't want none of you sons of S's stealing from me. None. The closed Sunday that he revealed that he had spent $200 to the Pantheon in Dearborn. Excuse me, on March 8th. The club described itself at the Twitter page as the oldest, most established gentleman's club in Michigan. And Detroit is an asshole city. According to the paper, Jones' disclosed form said that the expenditure was for a consulted meeting to discuss potential economic projects. Get that.
What? What the fuck?
Seriously, dude? Seriously? Jones initially described the Jiggle joint as a lounge. Oh boy. During a phone interview with the Detroit newspaper, then claimed he wasn't sure if it was a strip club. Who you fooling? Oh, man, I know it's not a strip club, seeing the ladies, dancing, walking around with their, their tops off and stuff. Seriously, sir. Yeah, you did not know that. Get out of here. Before the call was cut off, of course he cut it off because he found out he was stupid. That's an idiot right there. In some crucial text message he wrote, we have to meet people where we have to meet them there sometimes. Hashtag holla. Oh my goodness. Y'all voted for this moron. Before praising the club's red meat. Oh my goodness. And he's a corrupt person. This guy's a corrupt person. Okay, he took campaign money to do this. The part about it where I say he's a corrupt piece of, he'll spend like 6 days ago. The news report disclosed from the closure form, which covers expenses up to July 20, showed that Jones dropped more than $6,400 at restaurants and venues for events describing as only meetings. My ass. One such took in March at an Italian restaurant in Vegas. Oh, so you wait. You're in Detroit. You have to go all the way to Vegas and shelled out. You really, dude? Now the problem, the reason I say I don't like this guy, other than he's a corrupt person, he's more corruption than he said. Jones previously made headlines in April when he was arrested after crashing his SUV while he was being processed. The lawmaker warned official that Big Gretch, this is how it is, Gretchen Whitmer, who's also another.
You piece of loser.
She's one of those for sure because she killed people and she's getting away with it. Same thing with Cuomo. With the whole thing, you can be scared of COVID and everything, which you take care of yourself as best you can against COVID. But they did some horrible stuff that killed people and they get away with that. Thousands of people died because of these morons. You'll be warned, Officer Big Gretch, the Democratic governor, Gretchen Whitmer, would be upset with them if they didn't allow him to wear his mask in his booking photo. No, you piece of crap, sir. You shouldn't. You're booking. No, you should not. It's a mugshot. You ain't wearing no dang mask. You can find whatever. Big Gretch is the homie. I don't look at the way he talks. Big Gretch is the homie. Jones said at the time, when she finds out about this, she might be a little upset about the treatment. She's very serious about the pandemic. So I'm wondering if I could wear my mask. No, you can't. No. As he's been arrested, Jones told the trooper, I run y'all budget. See how corrupt these people are? Y'all put these people in charge of y'all, and they take your money, they waste your money, they protect themselves from bad people while you get robbed, you get shot, you get killed, you get beat up, you get hustled, which I'm gonna share right now, which is disgusting. I might disgusting, but yeah. And when called, Gretchen, I need all IDs and badge numbers. So you're using your power to get, you're a piece of crap, dude. You really are. That's what I don't give a dang about the whole black stuff, whatever. Y'all feel, vote for me because I'm black. I didn't vote for Barack Obama because you were black. I voted because I didn't like John McCain. I was proving John McCain was a piece of crap as well too. But ain't no freaking way I'm gonna vote for somebody just because of their color. Not happening. Just not happening. Speaking of that, again, listen to this crap. Just listen to this crap right here.
A new poll says Americans think the country is moving in the wrong direction. Optimism about
Yes.
where we are headed as a nation over the next year dropping nearly 20 points since May, with 55% saying they felt pessimistic about the future. But can you blame them? Try walking down the street in any major liberal city. NYPD releasing new video of a brutal mugging showing the effects of an unpoliced city. A lowlife repeatedly punching and kicking a 68-year-old man.
Jeez.
Just old as Kilmeade. Knocking him unconscious and then rifling through his pockets. I wonder if the press will be as attentive to these videos as they were for those in which police were involved. But
That's
progressive
ridiculous.
Democrats
That's
who push
crazy.
for less police aren't worried. They're too busy hiring their own private security to keep them safe.
Yep.
Campaign filings reveal squad member Cori Bush spent $70 grand on private security while calling to defund police. Trey Gowdy ripping into the hypocrisy.
70 grand.
I don't know about your city or state, but $70,000 would get you your own personal police officer in South Carolina. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Cori Bush tells us she is progressive. The better word might be hypocritical.
True.
She wants to defund your police while she has a robust personal security detail in Washington and St. Louis.
Of course.
Trey Gowdy, Dana, you're aware of him.
Yes, Trey.
Great
Trey
show
Gowdy.
on the weekend. Congrats. Welcome back. Good to see you. And you're so brave.
Thank you.
You're really.
I feel a lot better now.
Yes, exactly.
Help me keep strong.
Yeah. That's good. So anyway, we're seeing these videos now. The police are, I believe, realizing how important it is to show what's going on the street.
Yep.
Because for so long, all you saw were the things in which they were involved in, and now we're seeing what happens when the police aren't around.
I'd like to coin a phrase. This is what you can do when you fight fire with fire.
There you go.
But I think that the videos are the things that people are reacting to.
Yeah.
And we saw that, and as you mentioned, obviously, when there have been videotapes of police brutality. We have seen that, and there is a big reaction to it. I think that some of these videos, like, I don't know why all of a sudden, like, the NYPD is doing this, but I would imagine it's because they realize that we need to be explicit and be persuasive. One of the ways that you're persuasive is to show.
Yeah.
And they have the video, and it's there for everyone to see, and something like that can spur action.
Right.
Can I comment on the poll?
Yes.
Because it takes a long time to build up enough trust to get to a 64% approval rating, and just like a moment to lose it. But they're blowing past all the stop signs.
Yep.
Like you could, I guess they don't watch Fox. So you could do like a Fox News alert here. FYI, immigration,
Right.
crime, the pandemic response, the inflation, education. There's all these things, but they're so focused on trying to pass $5 trillion in long-term spending
And I'm not even going into that because that right there gonna pit me out. Because remember I showed you a video where Joe Biden's like, "Oh, well, I spend the $5 trillion gonna stop inflation." That's what creates inflation, you moron. But I digress. I wanna show you this right here what I've looked, because here's a person. Here's a person that that voted for a lot of the crap, and she's surprised. And again, I do not, and I don't mean this, I do not condone this. But you get what you vote for. You get what you vote for.
With CPI's new video.
And I'm supposed to be surprised? Of course, I gotta let them get it go because of the whole thing.
Ben?
Yes, I can. First, I just want to say we've had a place in Oakland since 2005, and we love it. And we've never had a hint of any kind of problem. Jack London Square is beautiful by the bay, wonderful restaurants, wonderful greenery. And so I wanted to say that. But this day was a different day for me, and so unexpected and so scary, because I was on the phone with some business partners talking about some issues, and I wanted to get to a quiet street so that people wouldn't hear all the noise in the background. And obviously there were a couple of guys who were waiting to find an old lady with a new cell phone, and literally that's what they wanted. And so one of them kind of stopped me. I didn't think much of it. He got in a car, and I thought, okay, he's leaving. But then the other fellow jumped out of the car and started to run toward me, and I started to run away. And he essentially, sort of at the same time, slammed me in the back, grabbed my phone because my hand obviously let go of the phone. My earphones fell on the ground. And more than anything else, I was shaking. I've never been so surprised, and it was so fast, and I was just not ready. I was stunned, and they were young. They were young. That's what's so upsetting.
So, you know, the Oakland police chief recently was talking to me, and he was saying he's extremely worried about the rise in crime. Now, obviously, you're talking about a very upsetting incident, a petty crime. But of course, as petty crimes rise, more serious crimes have as well. Homicides, a 69% increase in Oakland from a year ago. Assaults with a gun, 58% increase. Robberies up, such like you experienced, actually only, I put that in quotes, only up 14%. Senator, the reason I give these numbers is to put it in context, because the Oakland City Council just voted to move $18 million away from the police department to other programs, mental health programs, other things, but away from the police department. And former President Trump seized on this. He said today, in light of what happened to you and that defunding, our once great cities like New York, Detroit, San Francisco, and so many others have become a paradise for criminals because of Democrats.
And he's right. I've heard what she's gonna say. And again, she voted for this crap. So now you see, the roosters are coming. The chickens are coming home. The rest of the roosters. The roosters coming home to roost. Funny how that works out, don't it? It's coming home to roost. You see how crazy it's getting. And again, they're paying for this stuff. They're paying for their situation. Now I want to do one more thing. Let me do one more thing here before we switch to another thing. Give me a second here. I want this to happen. They voted for this nonsense. So you're gonna hear the president, our president of the United States, say what he said. I swear, y'all. Again, it is what it is. But I want to play this for you.
I'll treat you completely with respect and the pronouns that you wish, as long as you treat me with respect. Respect is a two-way street, and we are good to go. So this has.
And I hate that stupid pronouns things. That's not how we speak. I'm not calling you. Oh, call me the correct pronoun. You're not around for me to call you the correct pronoun. You're not around. That's not how we speak. You're not changing the words for language. If you're here, I would call, hey, Dave, what's going on? Hey, Dave, you think whatever. But if Dave is not around, I'm talking to somebody else, then I'll say, hey, Dave, Dave did this. I don't know why he did that. He was, going on and stuff, whatever. Is Dave around to hear me say he? No. So I'm not going to call that. I'm not going to do it because it's you cannot, you mispronoun me. You don't know. You cannot prove it. You cannot prove it. So stop that nonsense.
Nothing to do with being anti-trans. I think what you're going to see is that this story has far more to do with these activists being anti-female. So we've got some numbers
How
here
about anti-stupid?
from the Daily Caller. Since January, 261 California prison inmates.
Cause they think, oh, we're smart and y'all dumb and whatever. They try their best to be anti-stupid, but they're stupid. They're just dumb. But sorry, I'll go back up a little bit again.
California prison inmates have requested transfers to prisons aligning with their gender identity. Just to be clear, what that means is 261 biological men want to be in a female prison. Why would that be, Dave? Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom signed SB 132 into law in January, a bill that requires the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation to ask every individual entering the department's custody to specify their pronouns, their gender identity, and whether they identify as transgender, non-binary, or intersex. The vast majority of these requests were from inmates requesting to be transferred to female facilities, and only 6 inmates did not request to be in a women's facility. Do you see how silly and ridiculous this is?
Yes.
The fact that we even talk about these trans issues as much as we do is completely ridiculous. In many ways, it shows you that the woke activists have won, right? They've won because they've set the table of the things that we have to talk about. But a story like this needs to be talked about because it's showing you how deeply corrupt and silly. These are silly people, a guy like to be recalled Gavin Newsom here in California. Imagine you murdered a whole family. You murdered a whole bunch of people. You shot up a whole place. They're bringing you into prison. Oh, hi, everybody. Hi, sir. Are you a male or female? And what pronouns can we call? Oh, sure, you killed all those people, but are you a he or a she or a Decepticon or an Autobot? Please let me know. It's complete nonsense, but even...
That's what killed me. How the hell criminals get more rights than law-abiding citizens? It puzzles the mind.
Putting that aside, the pronoun part of it, putting the pronoun part of it aside, do you want people who are criminals, potentially violent criminals? I doubt we're talking about a lot of white-collar criminals here. Do you want rapists and murderers and people who are in jail for all sorts of bad things, which is what usually gets people put in jail in the first place? Do you want them being transferred to a women's prison? I watched Orange is the New Black on Netflix about a women's prison. The women are doing some pretty scary stuff, by the way. So there might be some guys that get there and be like, yo, put me back with the men.
I doubt that.
Bananas. So that's possible too. It may not work out that well for these 280 some odd, trans biological men going into the women's facilities. But if any of this is coming as a surprise to you, or if you're one of the good liberals left, one of the 8 good liberals left who voted for Joe Biden because Donald Trump is orange, and you're shocked at how far the administration is going on all of this stuff. Now, I get this is coming from California, Governor Newsom, but if you're shocked at how far the Democrats have gone, well, here we're going to show you a clip from before the election when Joe Biden promised to do just this.
Yes, and by the way, in prison, the determination should be that your sexual identity is defined by what you say it is, not what, in fact, the prison says it is. And in that case, you should be entitled also to OGBYN. Anyway, you didn't ask that question, but you're not likely to either, I guess.
Okay, so he had one of his usual mental breakdowns there, but you can see that they were saying this is what we are going to do. It's not going to be the gender that's on your birth certificate or that the prison says that you are, the one that you actually biologically are. It's whatever you tell them that you are, and then accordingly we will put you in that jail. This is not a serious...
You know, it's funny too, like I said, you say that. How many transgender men went into men prison? I'm gonna help you out with that. None, cause they ain't stupid. They know that if they're going to a male prison as a man, and they found out it was a woman, and they didn't have the procedure and stuff done. Oh, it made a difference anyway. They're going, you will get anally raped. That's sad. That's sad. The part about it. That's what is gonna happen. But you still, if they find out that, oh, you are screwed.
Country or a serious rule. These are ridiculous people that we are governed by. Absolutely ridiculous people. And I don't even think anyone believes this is right. I believe that there is a tiny sliver of activists that believe this stuff is right. But that's it. And for some reason, you watching this, and almost everyone is afraid of saying what the God honest, obvious truth here is, which is that we shouldn't be mixing these things, and we know that there's going to be more violence. And congratulations when a guy who gets put in jail for raping women says, you know what, what would be pretty great if I was in jail? Wouldn't it be pretty nice to have a cellmate who's a chick, and then rapes her while saying that he's a trans woman? And guess what? When that happens, it's on Joe Biden's head. But fortunately for Biden, he doesn't even know what he's talking about. So I guess he'll be okay with it.
Here's the thing.
All right,
that has happened. I couldn't find. I think the clip that Ruben had, that if he showed evidence, I think YouTube pulled it, because I was looking for him. Like, I know I saved it so I could use it for tonight. I can't find a video, so they pulled it. It has happened, and he showed it. Am I surprised? No. Anybody surprised? No. It's not. It's not. Just crazy. But again, that's what they want. They want the Utopia. But because they want you, the peons, the scallywags, the ragamuffins, you peasants, stay away from me. I'm gonna build my chateau and live on the high mountains and tell you how you should live your life. I want to see this because I saw this last night. Let me see if I can scale. I'll tell you how to live your life. You're looking at this because I want you to see this. Here's this stupid nonsense. They're telling you they'll stop shipping some US gaming PC shipments over new efficiency rule, which is stupid. So because of this, Dell and Alienware, right? Dell and Alienware are not shipping to certain cities because of that. They're not shipping to California. So if you, the person, wants to buy a PC, gaming PC, as they say, hey, people use the game. I have a gaming PC, but I use it for podcasts. I use it to make to work. I use it to make music. I use it to do a lot of stuff. but a gaming PC per because of the thing. Oh, you could be efficient. You could make your gaming PC efficient, power. You could do all that stuff, but no, the administration makes you say, "Oh, we know better than you." So they're telling, so you can't get that. You can't buy with your money. You cannot buy a gaming PC. Alienware, like I said, the Alienware Aurora Ryzen Edition R10 gaming desktop, which among effects produced, cost $1,800 according to their website. California's toughened efficiency regulations for the computers went in effect on July 1st. The state has said that the new standards will reduce greenhouse gases. The frigate. Sorry. All that stuff. Most of the time, when I do most rage stuff, I just do it for the sake of the camera. Right? This one is just stupid. This is literally telling people how to whatever. So it's again. That's what I do. They raise the taxes on you. You can't use your money to buy what the hell you want. That's why in my house, when they have to do the stuff with the AC stuff, they say, "Oh, why don't you come and we could control your AC unit? We would never let you be hot, whatever." The hell you're not. You're not touching my AC thermostat. That kind of stuff really does get. All the other stuff is just like, I'm not surprised. I move on, whatever. You try to control my life down to that minuscule thing, get the hell out of my house. That's why I'm a libertarian. Jeez. New standard to help reduce greenhouse gas emissions that cause climate change and will lower electricity bill for consumers. That's not your job, government. That is not your damn job to tell me what I should buy. Resident computer and computer monitors account for up to 2.9% of electricity consumption in the most popular states, according to California report. Again, so what? Look at that. California, you locked down the state so people, with a mask, everything. So people they have to get jobs. So what are they going to do? Work from home. And you're telling them they can't even do that? My God. Crazy. In addition, California, they will no longer ship to consumers in Colorado, Hawaii, Oregon, Vermont, Washington State, all run by Democrats. All run. People say, "Oh, why are you always attacking Democrats, whatever?" Because of what they do. I don't got to worry about the Republicans except catching them in their hypocrisy, and I've shown that too. But most Republicans are basically Democrats in disguise, rhinos, and the others them like a Mitt Romney and stuff. He's a democratical. He's not a damn Republican. Oh, he puts the thing like, "Oh, I'm a Christian" or whatever and all that stuff. He gonna be in hell like the rest of other people because he don't have no backbone, and other people don't have no backbone. This is the stuff why I don't vote for these people, because they control too daggone much. In the California, Dell no longer ships in those states. California Energy Commission, which worked the new standard, did not immediately respond to requests to comment. Of course they wouldn't. Because this right here ain't gonna do jack squat against the stuff. Nothing. It's not. Most people are on their cell phones. Most people are on their tablets. Oh my goodness. You see how crazy this is? Seriously. This is why I don't like government into a lot of this nonsense. I don't. I really do not. And then I just want to point out, you know what? I can point this out and just show why I said, let me see if I can find it. I'll show it out. I'm sorry. When your politicians get corrupted and they lie to you, and then everybody want to not work, I want to go with social views and all that stuff. You want to know what ends up with all the stuff that's going on right now? You end up like this. I want you to listen to this. I said this was, I didn't do a video per se. I did a video a couple weeks ago showing this, but all the videos I showed, this was going to happen to South Africa because of what's going on. But a lot of people don't understand what happened. So I'm going to let this guy who's in South Africa explain it to you.
It is normal for us here in South Africa. In case you missed it, Let me get you up to speed of the last 2 weeks in South Africa.
Stores and warehouses across the country have been looted, and more than 1,000 people have been arrested.
But for 5 straight days, that peace has been shattered in the deadliest violence this country has seen in the more than 27 years since apartheid ended.
The unrest erupted last week after former President Jacob Zuma began serving a prison sentence for contempt of court.
More than 215 people killed, over 200 shopping centers and 161 malls were looted or burned. 40,000 businesses were affected in KwaZulu-Natal alone. 90 pharmacies were destroyed beyond revival, okay? Good thing we don't have this massive global pandemic and we're in the midst of a third wave that's absolutely wreaking havoc. Like, these are the kind of things that we've been dealing with in South Africa. The estimated damage is beyond 12 billion, okay? So that's roughly 824 million US dollars. So that's 12 with 9 zeros. That's 12 billion rand. It's become quite clear from your comments in the last video, which you guys can watch up here, by the way, that the media overseas is not covering the situation. So please take a second to share this video with a friend or share it on Facebook so that the world can see what's happening to our country. You know, our supply chains have been broken down. We've got massive stock shortages. Jobs are gone. Not like they're gone, okay? We're hemorrhaging money out the country. We have skilled workers fleeing to other countries. No.
As I said before, when people always talk about raise the taxes and everything else, like California's learning now and everything, rich people can move. People who have skills, who could do something like a doctor or whatever, they can move and get a better job someplace. If you don't got skill, you're screwed. That's why people, when Biden was like in the video I showed a couple weeks ago, Biden was like, "Oh, people don't want to work for this much of money and whatever." Okay, you know what? If you have a skill, this is a time for you to reset up yourself and get a skill, become independent, do all that stuff. I got nothing against that. Learn a new skill and do stuff. But if you have no workable skill, oh my goodness, you're gonna be the one who's like, "Oh, help me out, whatever." You get all this money and you didn't save your money. You didn't go someplace and then move out of the freaking city and go to the country. Sorry, I don't feel sorry for you. I don't.
No foreign investment. Our currency is crashing at the moment. You know, after 27 years.
Huh? I wonder where something like this happened. Oh yeah, Venezuela. 5 years ago. That's how Venezuela was too. Who saw that? Oh, yes, I saw that coming out. I spoke about it. But whatever.
Under the current administration, okay, our unemployment rate is at, wait for it, 32.4%. Okay, that is unbelievable. 9 years under the Zuma administration, which was our previous president, and if you missed it, this is the reason we're currently in the riots. Okay, keep in mind Zuma and his compadres. Okay.
Before he goes into that, I'm not ready to play all this video per se because I gotta work tomorrow, and I started late. I'm a little frustrated because of the computer, and the camera and all that stuff. But anyway, before he gets into that, this is basically what Maduro is doing in Venezuela and Chavez did in Venezuela. The same thing that's going on in Russia. Same thing's going on in Nicaragua. These people gaining government. I've said it. It's kind of weird. That Zuma was just a racist guy, and he was doing stupid stuff. He took people out of the. You'll hear him say, but he took people who don't know how to. The same thing is the exact same thing happened in Venezuela when Chavez and Maduro did the exact same thing. You guys had oil. You could make oil, make a lot of money over oil farming, all that stuff. You took out people who know how to run the plants to put in your cronies, your people who don't know nothing about nothing, and then your oil fields turn into crap. Same thing with Zuma happened. He run all the white Europeans and all this stuff. The water plants all broke down. Sewer plants all broke down. So you ain't got clean water. You ain't got nothing, just because he wanted to control everything. He created this corruption thing. Again, you would hear him say it, but I was seeing this long ago. I'm like, oh, he gonna create a corruption. I'm like, corruption council. Oh, he created a council so he could get the rights to pull people out and do horrible things. Oh, while he doing the same corruption. And you're surprised where the country ends.
This is the reason we're currently in the riots, okay? Keep in mind, Zuma and his compadres, okay, looted our state-owned companies. They literally rode our railway, okay, figuratively, rode our railways into the ground all the way to our electricity provider. Now we have to deal with rolling blackouts. While preparing for this video, actually, my power was switched off for 2.5 hours. I luckily squeezed in an afternoon run and a shower, spent some time with my kids, and it's now around about 9 p.m. when I'm filming this video. So that is quite frightening that that's kind of partly normal here, because we've been having blackouts for years now. They call it load shedding, but it's rolling blackouts, okay? Imagine for a
California, anybody?
second the effect on your business if the electricity was cut twice a day for around about 2.5 hours at a time. It's quite crazy that we've come to sort of expect these kind of things here as the new norm. With all the looting and the infrastructure being broken down, it seems that people think that enriching yourself temporarily is a way out of poverty, okay?
Nope.
It's not. It's a one-way ticket to shit street. We don't need a crystal ball to tell us that.
Yeah, because if everybody's stealing everything and nobody has no money and they're not working and they don't have the money to buy it, what you gonna sell? What are you selling? What money you will make? You ain't making nothing.
History books are quite clear on that, you know.
Yes.
Taking property without compensation, breaking down infrastructure, crashing economy, Zimbabwe. We have the proof. Now with all of the above mentioned issues we're facing, riots, COVID, our crime rates through the roof, our police minister still wants to disarm legal gun owners. But at this point in the video, I feel it's
Sound like, again, what I just talked about. We could disarm the legal people, but like the criminals don't give a care about that.
important to thank today's sponsor for the video, which is NDT, Modular Driven Technologies, the rifle you see behind, to check out that video. If you want to check out the LSS links to compare the of emergency. Now I'm going to have a look at all of this chaos. Our Minister of Defense, okay, was unwilling to issue a state of emergency. Now I'm going to have a little graphic up here.
Minister of Defense. Oh, I wonder why she got this. Oh, wait, she don't know what to think. And what he's going to say right there, Lloyd James Austin, he ain't no, you don't know, and you're in South Africa. He's also a piece of crap.
You piece of loser.
They gave him $5 billion $500 million to help the Afghanis and all this. I think it was Iraq or whatever. They gave him $500 million to do that, and I did a story about that. And how much people did he train them? How much people did he train? He trained only 5. So what was 100 million for each person? Where did the money go? Where did the money go? I don't care if it's a 4,000. That dude right there is also a piece of crap. No. So the both of them are in the same box, my friend. They're both in the same box. Don't let him do all this crap. No make no difference. He's just as bad as she.
Here.
And once, this is equality. I'm blaming equality. Both of them are bad. A man and a woman, both are bad.
Compare the Minister of Defense in South Africa against your Minister of Defense that you guys have in the US. Now, the reason I've chosen the US is because about 40% of all of our views on this channel actually come from our subscribers in America. So as you can see, our police or our Minister of Defense is not exactly, what's the word I'm looking for, qualified, okay? So yeah,
neither is our president and vice president.
In fact, our president actually said, and you know, it's been an impossible job, this whole situation, we know that. But our president actually said that he thinks this was an insurrection, okay, a deliberate, coordinated, well-planned attack. Now, the reason I also think that is because there's reports, or not reports, it's confirmed that more than 1.5 million rounds of ammunition was stolen out of a container, okay? Not like a random container at a gun store, in like the shipping department, like in the docks, basically, a container that was high off the ground, so people knew where to go for this ammo. So those are the kind of things that scare me, okay? And it scares me because they want to disarm us, you know, legal gun owners. Now, the sources with knowledge of the incident says that the bullets were housed in a container stacked high off the ground, as I mentioned earlier, okay? lending itself to kind of claims that, you know, it may have been intentionally targeted. Sure does seem that way. Okay, now our police minister wants to outlaw gun license on the basis of self-defense. Now, for the guys watching from America, in South Africa, we've got multiple different types of gun licenses. The number one, I guess, one people have for self-defense is a Section 13 license. Basically, you can carry a Glock, whatever. We cannot open carry, we have to concealed carry. And that's sort of our go-to self-defense. Now, they want to reduce the number of firearms in circulation, okay? Wait for it, you're not going to believe this, to curb violent crime. Okay, now claiming that the majority of the violent crime in South Africa is committed, this is almost laughable, is committed with stolen firearms from legal gun owners. Now, I've run the numbers, okay, and here's what we have, okay. In the same week, by the way, that he announced that, the bill to amend the Firearms Control Act, he also announced that he will be reducing the police funding by 3 billion rand, okay, and adding to our VIP protection budget, and guess what they protect VIPs with? Yep, you guessed it, it's guns, okay.
Again, do you see the common theme? Do you see the common theme of this video that I'm doing? Their country just got to the bad part. You seen the whole thought understand. The VIP, protect us, yes, guns, all the stuff. But you play again, you peons, you little ruffians, you should not protect yourselves.
Okay, leaving us, you know, normal citizens basically as sitting ducks. Okay, now the latest stats from 2019 show that, and all of these things you can go Google. I didn't put up all my homework in the description down below, but all of these things I found online on reputable news sites. Okay. So from 2009, the stats show that there's basically 1 police officer for every 290 people in South Africa. Okay, now during the 2019 to 2020 year, this is stats from our police force, 8,007 firearms were stolen from legal gun owners. Now in that same period, in a year, 673 firearms were stolen from the police. Okay. There are approximately 2.6 to 3 million legal firearm owners in South Africa, according to the Central Firearms Registry, okay, which is basically around about 5% of our population. So running the numbers, if there are 3 million, let's say 3 million legal gun owners in South Africa, and there were 8,007 firearms stolen from them, that's a loss rate of about 0.26%, okay? However, with 193,000 police officers and 673 stolen firearms, that's a loss rate of 0.35% from the police. So there's round about a 35% higher probability that a police officer's firearm will be stolen than a legal civilian's firearm. So how does that make sense? The numbers, quite frankly, just don't add up, which begs the question, why? Okay. Why the misinformation? Why fudge the numbers like that? Why lie to the public?
Oh, it's easy.
The truth be told, I don't have the answers.
You don't have the answers. I have the answers. I have a good guess. The one, they don't want to show that their police is incompetent. That's one. 2, they want to use those numbers to scare you to say, hey, we want to make sure that the cops get their guns while you, the local citizen, can't get your gun. Now, you don't protect yourself. We need to make sure, like you just stated before, so we can protect the VIPs.
But it looks and feels like they're trying to disarm legal gun owners, okay?
Well, there you go.
Just look at the state of chaos at CFR where our applications are processed for new firearm ownerships.
Good grief.
Now, looking at that, it's no wonder why it takes years for some people to legally own a firearm in South Africa. Now in South Africa, around about 36 people out of every 100,000 people are murdered daily. Okay, those are the stats from our police. The murder rate in South Africa is so high that it's been compared to literal war zones. Okay, conflicts such as in Iraq, Syria, Yemen, Somalia, and even Afghanistan. In those kind of conflict zones.
How about Chirac, Chicago in the United States? They're getting killed by a lot, and mostly black people killing black people.
The murder rate per 100,000 people is from 38 to 200. So ours at 36 is pretty rough. Okay. So my advice, even for new firearm owners, is to get a Section 16 license. Now, earlier I mentioned there are multiple different types of licenses. A Section 16 license is basically a license.
And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. But I'm just saying, you see how you see what South Africa is coming now. and you see, like I said, you literally see the through line that I made why I made this video. You as a citizen, you who they take their money from, you are going to protect them, and you vote these morons in. Some of them are stupid, some of them are just corrupt politicians. They get protection in their house with a gated community who also say, we don't believe in borders, we don't believe in walls, but you're in a gated community. You're in a gated community with firearms, with security guard, with officers. But you can't get that. If you're in Chicago, you ain't getting that. If you're in Maryland, you ain't getting that. If you're in Washington, you ain't getting that. If you're in California, you ain't getting that. Hell, and it's not to spread to like places like Atlanta, Washington State. DC already has this problem, like I said before. New York, yeah, I just saw the video with that guy beating up that black guy beating up a 60-year-old man, knocking him unconscious. Seriously, all I can tell you is you gotta watch yourself, man. They don't care about none of that stuff. They just don't. They don't. And for me, this is what I could tell you guys up there. Take care of yourself. Be careful out there. There's a reason I keep on saying, take your family, protect yourself first, then your family, then your neighbor, then your community. Then that's the only way you could do it right now, because it is getting worse and worse. All right, I move out of the city because of crap like that. And then people are like, oh man, I gotta pay $200,000 for the apartment. I want to move out of the city. You'll save way more money over the long run driving to the city than paying that much money just for the convenience to be close by in majority cases. Now, if you're in New York, really it's tougher because you got to drive a long distance. I get it, but man, I can't be paying $1,500 for a bedroom when I could pay $1,500. Like I said, my last house I had, I was paying $1,000 for a 4-bedroom house with a bonus room. This house right here, I'm paying $1,700 for a 5-bedroom house with a bonus room, with 2 bonus rooms and all kind of stuff like that. I ain't crazy. I'll drive from the outside to get to the city. That's it's just crazy like that. So protect yourself. I already showing you because please make better decisions when you're voting for people in tomorrow. If there anybody say anything about equity and all that crap, they're full of crap. They literally are full of crap. Those are buzzwords. I show you about a video again. They're using those words to do stuff. You say equity, I don't care about that. You gotta say, oh, pronouns, you're out of my book because again, you cannot prove that I misgendered something. I mispronounce somebody because you're not around. How do you do that? We don't talk like that. So let's not pretend that game. All right. Remember, box lady I just showed you, like, oh, I can't believe they robbed me. You voted for the nonsense. And then, and as I showed before, it's kind of weird how a lot of these inmates are getting more and more rights than people who are law-abiding citizens. Again, that's what the future might look out to be. You see South Africa or Venezuela or, again, Nicaragua, like I said. So parts of Mexico as well, too. And just like with the computer stuff, see what they want to tell you how to buy your own stuff. They want to say that. Kiss my butt. Seriously. All the other stuff, I don't get angry too much because I know what it is. But again, the whole point of telling me what I should buy and what I can buy with my own money that I work hard for, that is drawing a line. That is legitimately drawing a line. I can't believe people let them do that. No, I'm not. But I let this be what it's supposed to be. On Civil War on the way. I got you, and Devil. I totally got you. But other than that, yes. Once again, You know where it goes. Check out the check out. So I'm sorry because I'm seeing the chat going crazy right now. Yes. Look, check out the side chat. We might carry some of this topic over to the side chat tomorrow. Check out the side chat tomorrow, and of course, Project Open Mic. So again, thank you Twitch, thank you Facebook, YouTube, and Tempo FM. Thank you for giving it your time and space. Remember, evil comes in all shapes, color, size, creed, sex, gender, height, nationality, country. Evil's evil. And remember, individuals are smart. Yep, basically, yeah. People are stupid, individuals are smart. So please be that smart individual and protect yourself. Hope you guys have a blessed weekend. And hey, just take care of yourself and your family. All right? Peace out.